Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the Blooming Lotus Healing channel. My name is Jikara and I am a spiritual healing facilitator. And I am super excited to be sharing this live today with my beautiful friend, Dawn Marino, who is an author and a spiritual medium and just a wonderful human being overall. And for those of you who know, who have been following this channel, you probably already watched the video prior where she was talking about grounding and she did this beautiful healing. And I'm just super excited to bring her back today to share a little bit about crystals. She has a lot of information to share, and she's very knowledgeable. And I'm just honored and humbled to have her here. And so, for those of you who are here live, let me know in the comments where you're coming in from. And if you are interested in a reading, we are definitely going to do readings after the educational portion of this live. So welcome, Dawn.
Hi,
Welcome
thank you
back.
so much. Yeah, thank you for having me again. I've been really excited.
Yes, me too. We had so much fun that day. Tell me,
Yeah.
y'all, did you guys have fun? So Seashells is here, so she's back. Hello, Seashell. And then Amber, hello. You're coming in from Maryland. Oh, that's beautiful. Seashells, where are you located? I think you said it before, but I can't remember where you're located. So I'm located in Tampa, and I think Dawn, where is it that you're in New York, right? Or New
New
Jersey?
Jersey.
New
Yeah.
Jersey. So
Yeah.
you're all the way up there. So we're Eastern time, thankfully. So we share the same time, the time zone.
Yes.
Oh, she's in Mauritius. Wow. Yeah, I
Oh.
remember now that you said that you were in Mauritius. So you're on the other side of the world. So I wonder what time it is for you. It's probably nighttime for you over there. Yeah, now I remember. I do have one of my students, he's actually from Mauritius, and he takes the classes at 8 p.m. my time, and it's like 4 a.m. his time.
Oh
It's
my
pretty
goodness.
insane. Yeah, so I know that you're basically at a different time zone for sure, Seashells. Okay, so well, welcome everyone. Let's see who else is saying.
Oh,
Suzanne is saying, hi, I'm
Suzanne.
Northern California right now. Yay. Okay. So Seashells, it says 2032. So that would be what, 8 p.m., right? That's 8 p.m., I think. 8:30 for you. Wow. It is nighttime for you. Okay. So welcome. So we got some people from California. And
Suzanne is a dear friend of mine,
oh,
actually. Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Welcome, Suzanne. So happy to have you. So happy to have you and welcome. And please, I'm hoping to have Dawn come more often. So hopefully we'll get to see you more often too. Um, yeah, so Amber saying hello. And she says she's from Maryland. That's good. So yeah, welcome everyone. So New Jersey here. Look, we got some people.
Ah,
Brandy is
yay.
coming from New Jersey. That's awesome. Vanita's here. Hello, Vanita.
Hello.
Yay, awesome. So Vanita, for those of you who don't know, she has a podcast that is called Elevate, and I was, lucky to be interviewed by her. And so for those of you who want to follow her, please do. I'll let you know. I'll announce it when the episode with my stuff comes up. But in the meantime, you can still listen to her stuff. So she's coming in from Chicago. Yay!
Cool.
Okay. So you guys know that today we're going to be talking about crystals, and I can't wait. I know we're kind of like, I can't wait. I don't know who's ready to talk about crystals today. Let me know in the comments. Like, I know I'm ready. I'm ready. I have so many crystals, Dawn. Oh my gosh, it is something, So look at
Oh
that.
yeah.
Elevate with
Oh
V is
yeah.
her podcast. But yeah, so how many crystals do you own? Is that a bad question to ask you?
No, it's not a
Do you?
bad question. I don't even have an answer. There's so many. They're everywhere. I have a whole bunch here on display. I brought a whole bunch here for today. I have some over there in the bedroom. They're everywhere.
Mm.
But every one that I have, I purchased, with a reason or an intention, so they all I love them all.
Yeah, so Brandy's saying she wants to learn more about them. So that's awesome.
Totally.
Well, Brandy,
Yeah.
you are coming in the right day because, and just to let you know, Dawn and I were talking about this on backstage before we came live. She's even wanting to come back to talk because she says she'll talk about it herself, but she was just telling me how, basically, Chris, like it's a lot that she can cover, and I don't like she feels like there's so much more that she can get more I guess more detailed about. So, but today is going to be kind of like more of a general type of thing, kind of like an intro, and then of course we'll always bring her back because we all love Dawn. Who is Team Dawn over here? I know I am. So Team Dawn. Like I'm gonna have to make a little shirt that says Team Dawn, and then just wear that and just yeah, because that would be really fun. But anyway,
That would.
okay, so that's how much of a fan I am of hers. So okay, so I'll just leave it alone now. I'm just gonna leave the stage for you, Dawn, so you can talk about crystals. And
Sure.
I guess what I wanted to ask you was, I guess to get started is, how can we use crystals for healing? Like how does that even work for people? Like how do you even get started with that?
Yes, that's the best question. And I would encourage everyone, if you have questions while I'm talking, to definitely, comment, because there is so much to be covered. So this is, basic, but healing with crystals, different crystals, they have a different vibration. Each crystal has their own sort of frequency. Some of them are at like a slower vibration or frequency, some of them at a faster. And that matches or resonates with our body, our energy field, or sometimes it doesn't, depending on what we do or don't need. So, um, different reasons to use crystals for healing, to working with them. Sometimes if you're having physical ailments like headaches, pain, there's specific crystals you can use, which we can get into in a moment. But for grounding, for working on your heart, your emotions, clearing your space, stress, if you want to feel calm. I mean, all of the different reasons that you could think of, you can use crystals for. So, some ways to use it, depending on what you're doing, you can meditate with the crystals, and you can go in with an intention, and you can either lie down or sit and hold the crystal, or two, depending on what you're doing. And you can just meditate and give yourself space and time, and really pay attention to the different sensations, what's coming up. You might feel tingly, warm, you might feel an emotional release, you might get an image. There's so many different things that might come up while you're meditating with crystal. And depending on what you're working on, you can do this multiple times. It might not be like an instant instant fix. Another thing you can do, depending on the crystal, is place it under your pillow at night so that you're receiving that energy at night while you're sleeping. A great one is amethyst for that. Or when I had mentioned earlier, headaches, like amethyst is such a good one for that. You can also just wear it as jewelry, or just sit with it and hold it, depending on the crystal, as a way to be connected to the energy. And another thing you can do is, if you have a glass of water or a water pitcher, you can place the crystal or several crystals around it with the intention of the energy going into the water. I don't recommend putting the actual crystal in your water, because some crystals are toxic and you don't want to take that risk. But you can put them around your home, your workspace, in your car, in your purse or your pocket, any way that you're going to be connected to the energy. But the biggest thing when you're working with crystals for healing is the intention. So what you'll want to do is, when you get your crystal and you want to work with your crystal, you want to clear the energy, especially if you've been using it for a while, or it's brand new. So things you can do to clear it. You can use herbs or incense, burn them, and run the crystal through the smoke until you intuitively feel as though it's been enough, or sometimes it actually will literally feel a bit lighter. You can use sound, clapping your hands, ringing a bell, any kind of vibration to shake up the energy. You can use selenite, which is a popular crystal. This is a selenite wand. You can place a crystal on the selenite or wave it around it, which we can talk more about this later because there's so much to say. You can put your crystals on the windowsill for the sunlight to help cleanse them, or run them through water. And once they're clear, you're going to want to set your intention with the crystal. So you can hold it and just sort of speak in your mind, what you are intending to use this for, or you can visualize it. You can write it on a piece of paper and put the crystal over it, but you just really want to get clear with your intention with the crystal and what you're using it for, because the energy is really, it's really great to work with. And when you do that, I think you'll find that your results will be more amplified when you're clear with your intentions. So I don't know how people are responding so far, but
so like I can tell you right now, there's some questions here that so Mindful Moments is asking, how do we, well, you kind of covered a little bit about the cleansing part, but she wants to know how often we should clean or charge our crystals. So I mean, okay, so let's zero in on this, because does charging crystals mean the same as cleansing them? Because I think sometimes there's there's like kind of like it goes hand in hand.
Exactly. So it's almost like yes and no. Like it does. It goes hand in hand. I mean, you want to clear that energy,
right?
And it also, in a sense, recharges the original energetic state of the crystal by doing that. So it does go hand in hand. But I would say, if you wanted to set your intention, that would be going a step further with it. But it is very connected, and that is one of the big questions about that. So yeah.
So how often should she charge her crystals if she wanted to, if she wanted to keep her crystals in tip-top shape, I guess.
Yeah.
Or anyone that's listening, actually.
Yeah, anyone. For how often, that really depends on a lot of things, including what the crystal is and what you've been using it for. You don't have to clear them or charge them as often as you think, unless you're using it regularly on yourself or another person, because you can place the crystals on your body. I would recommend, when you're doing some heavy work with the crystal, then clearing it in between usage. But if you just have it out, or under your pillow, that kind of thing, I would say every once in a while, once you feel, I think you'll kind of feel intuitively, hey, it's been a while, or hey, this feels kind of heavy, then you can go ahead and clear it. But if you're going to be using it, on yourself or on someone else, definitely in between usage, you should clear it. If you're working with like a darker crystal that absorbs a lot of energy, like the black tourmaline or obsidian, then you want to clear that more regularly. Whereas some of the lighter frequency kind of crystals, they don't need it as much because they vibrate so high that they're not really collecting a lot of that energy. So
that is so interesting. And I love that. So would that be, so can you tell me, are the colors directly linked to how what's the vibration? Is the color directly linked to that? The color of the crystal?
Often, but not every time, if that makes sense. But a lot of times, the lighter colored crystals, like, for example, this is blue calcite. This is a very more of a lighter, not as dense energy kind of crystal, so it wouldn't need it as much. But more often than not, the lighter crystals, because they also kind of correlate with our chakras, which is a whole other thing, but our higher chakras, as opposed to our lower, like denser, a lot of the like the red crystals, the black crystals, they tend to collect more of that dense energy, especially because you're often using it for, grounding type work. So
Yeah.
it's more of that heavy kind
It's
of
more the heavy,
energy.
denser type of
Yeah.
energy. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And Jasmine, I just want to mention here because Jasmine was asking about, so the readings we're going to be doing after the educational a part of the video. You're more than welcome to stick around, and if you want to learn more about crystals, you're more than welcome to ask questions. Now so Brandy is saying that she puts them in her pocket at work and put under her pillow, but she doesn't know what each one of them mean exactly or what or anything like that. So she always puts them on a slab of selenite in the full moon. Oh, so that's kind of like a double, like you're kind of like charging it and you're cleansing it at the same time, right? Like
Yeah.
you're getting that double.
Yeah.
You know?
That's really great. Yeah, definitely putting your crystals out for the full moon and getting that energetic charge is awesome. And then putting it on top of selenite is just like a
Yeah,
super
it's like
bonus.
like it's doing everything. It's like
Yeah,
everything at once. I love that. Just like
exactly.
multi-purpose, right? Like
Yeah.
why waste any time? Like just put
Ex-
everything together.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
and to what she said, it's okay if you don't know like what those crystals mean. If you're feeling drawn to them or you like the way they feel, then that's more than enough. There's a reason you're drawn to it to be working with it, because you'll notice when some of the crystals you can sort of feel a difference around certain ones. So if you're drawn to it or you just really like it, then that's totally fine if you don't really know what it is.
Yeah, and that's actually a really good practice on your intuition, right? Just to kind of just
Yes.
understand that if you're being drawn to it, and you're gonna like, especially I'm sure all of you have been to a crystal store and you kind of know when you're feeling drawn to a crystal and you don't know why, but you just know. It's just trusting that intuition that crystal is really calling you, right? I don't think we really pick the crystals. The crystals really pick us and are like they magnetize us to them in a way.
Right.
Do you feel like that, Dawn? Like I
I
feel like that
do
when I
a
go to the
lot.
crystal shops.
Yeah, a lot.
It's really like I'm like, okay, I guess I'm meant to take you home. Okay. And
Exactly.
then I'll Google what it means and I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
need this right now. So
Exactly.
it's really powerful.
Yeah.
So I think
Oh,
you guys can have
absolutely.
fun with that, like maybe
Yeah.
have fun with that, even if you don't know what it means. I mean, I guess the first thing is to make sure that you know the name of the crystal. So a lot of the shops, I don't know if you're in your area, John, they put like the little paper and it has like a little paper with a name and a little bit of a description of what it does. But
Yeah.
just knowing the name of it, you could always Google it. There's so many resources out there that you can find, and there's also that
Judy Hall.
that Judy
Judy
Hall
Hall, yeah.
crystal Bible too.
Yeah.
I think I have one of the Bibles. I think she has two. A second one. I have the first one, but I think that she has a second one, which
She has
has more of
3.
a. Oh, she has three. Oh wow. Then I'm like so completely. Wow, she has three.
Yeah,
I was
I
on.
have them over.
Wow. Yeah, of course you have them. Of course you have them done. So like, of course, I mean, if you don't want to buy the book, Brandy, you can always just Google it, and I mean, you can seriously find any crystal information online. So the
Yeah.
important thing is just knowing the name of the crystal, and if you don't know the name, a lot of times you can just go to a store and just ask,
Yeah.
or you can go online and take a picture, go
Yeah.
into like Facebook groups or whatever, and they can I've done that. I would be like, I don't know what this crystal is. Does anyone know? And then someone will say, oh, this is this or that.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so that's good. And then
Yeah.
Vanita is saying that she uses her selenite wand and she uses her sound bowl for clearing her crystals. That
Yeah,
sounds really powerful.
that's a great way. Yeah, the sound bowl with crystals, it's such a nice kind of match too. You can put them in the bowl or around the bowl, and that's a great way to clear them. Absolutely. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fun.
and I see here she also said she created a grid and puts in the sun to charge and cleanse. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good. But she thinks that she burnt her rose quartz a bit.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
sometimes when I burn different herbs, if I put the crystal a little too close to the flame, it kind of makes it a little tinged, but it's okay. You're
Yeah.
Just show your rose quartz some extra love.
Just give it some love. Put it in your heart space and say, "I'm so sorry, I didn't mean this." And then I'm sure it'll forgive you for it. So Brandy was asking about what about those pyramid crystals? What are those for? Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, those are great. So with the pyramid crystals, a lot of crystals you'll see like they have different shapes, and they're used to help generate energy, like the way that it comes to the point and it has that bottom. So it's a great way to direct the energy, like up and out. So if you're making a grid, which more on that in a minute, if you're making like a grid, it's great to have in the center as a way to direct the energy. Or if you want to like lie with it and put it maybe like on your stomach, depending on the crystal. But it's a really great way to kind of direct the energy up and out. And if you wanted to direct it towards something like your body or an object, it's like the way that they contain and direct the energy. And that's why you'll see different shapes for things like that. For example, like this quartz tower, even though it's not a pyramid, it's the same kind of concept with the way that it has a point to help direct the energy.
So it's kind of like one of those, like it's almost like a laser point, the energy, right? So that there's like really good for grids.
Yeah,
I would say to kind of like laser point the energy.
Yeah.
So that is kind of like, you know, I guess that's a good thing. I guess for creating a grid around the house, right? Like if you wanted to do like a grid to create like a square around the house of protection, I guess that could be a really great way to make sure that the energy is focused.
Exactly.
Yeah, think about like lines versus squiggles in a way. Like I guess that's how it would be, right? Like in the energy, and I'm not saying that it's like, you know, so like the energy is disorganized as much, but I guess it just makes it more organized.
Yeah, exactly. And you have more of that intention with it. It's more structured. Yeah.
More structured, yeah. So that makes sense. And then Seashells is asking, she says we can charge any crystals by some days before full moon or till I wonder if that her question is okay. So I think your question is if you wanted to charge a crystal before the full moon, how can you charge the crystal before the full moon? I guess that's what she's asking.
Yeah, so you can usually about 2 to 3 days prior and 2 to 3 days after the full moon, there's still that potent energy. So it's okay if you don't put it out exactly that night. You have a couple of days leading up to it and a couple of days after it to still capture that energy.
And I'm going to say thank God for that, because I'm going to tell you sometimes I'm lazy because I have a lot of crystals and I'm like, ugh, do I have to do that now? Because I used to do that like all the time, but then I learned that I don't have to do it, like kind of like what you're saying, you don't have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I used to do it all the time, and then I would be like, at first I was really intense about it has to be by this time, this day. And now I'm like, okay, I can just go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or whenever absolutely. I can, you know?
Yeah, like, exactly. Yeah. And really, if there's just one crystal that you think you're going to be working with, just leave that one out. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
If I did that with all my crystals, forget it.
I know. I think that's why I was getting exhausted. I was like, do I have to do this with all my crystals? Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I guess the ones that are important, it's the most important. And then Peggy's saying she keeps citrine in her wallet. That's powerful.
Yes. That is all about abundance.
Yeah, I love that.
Abundance. Yeah. Citrine is this. It's such a good, I don't know how well you can see this.
Yeah.
But it's really good for that abundance, that wealth, that vitality. It's a really versatile crystal. I keep one in different corners of my home, like on the floor in different areas, and that's a good one for the wallet, definitely.
Yeah, I try to have citrine everywhere. Like I just want to bathe myself in citrine. Can I just do that? Just like I have like just like clustered citrine on my clothes everywhere. Just attract the abundance. Next thing we're gonna have like a fashion, like just a new fashion, and they're gonna be Jikara told me to wear citrine all around my body. This is the new fashion.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna attract abundance. We'll have fun with it. So Brandy's saying that she definitely needs a lot of positive energy. Yeah. So I would say, what would you say is it's a good crystal for positive energy to like increase the positive energy? I think that's a really good.
That's such a good question.
Yeah.
So yes, citrine Absolutely. Carnelian also, it's very vitality, high vibe, positive energy. Quartz, clear quartz. This is like the mother crystal. This is, the universal crystal, and it's known for its positive energy, and it's also an amplifier. So if you want to amplify the energy of something, including other crystals, you can put them together. So put this with some citrine and it amplifies the energy. If you're doing healing work and you want to sort of magnify the energy, use the clear quartz. Keeping in mind, though, that since it amplifies energy, if there's something that you're not wanting to expand on, then definitely don't pair them together. But the selenite is it's a high energy kind of crystal for positivity. Celestite.
Oh, that's the blue one, right? I love that one. Oh, so beautiful.
One. Yeah, very positive energy. Rose quartz also has very positive energy, and even amethyst. So, I mean, there's so many, but sunstone, a lot of like your yellow, orange, yellow crystals and some of the lighter color ones, they have a lot of positive energy. The yellow, like yellow jasper, those kinds of, they have that like happy, positive vitality.
That have that vitality,
yeah.
I can see that. It's kind of hard to see yellow and not feel like happy, right? Like yellow just kind of automatically like gives you that happy, like feeling. So I can see how that would help. So I hope that helps you, Brandy. And then Vanita has a really good question. Because actually I have the same question, Vanita. I'm so glad that you're asking this because I have some crystals that I have broken in the past as well. And I'm just keeping them around. And I was thinking, like, what should I do with them? Should I fix these or should I discard them? What are the thoughts? So I'm going to give you my thoughts real quick and I'll let Dawn answer. But I was actually thinking about going to like a special park. There's a park that I like to go to. And I was thinking about just giving it to the earth, back to the earth. As a way, it's like, well, thank you for what you did, and let me take you back home, type thing. But that's just me. But I'll let the expert share her perspective on this.
Yeah. Well, first of all, yes, absolutely, I agree, and I've done that too. Sometimes with crystals that have broken, I just give them back to the earth. As Vanita said, you can ask your crystal, get a sense of the energy and what you're kind of feeling that the crystal would like to be done with it. You can give the crystal some extra healing, some extra clearing, some extra love, and then use it in different, if it, broke in half or however many pieces, you can use it then in different parts. It's sometimes they break and you can just use it, like expand it. It's almost like it multiplies for you. So depending on what you're feeling, you can repurpose it and use it in a different manner, or you can give it back to the earth. So really go with what you're feeling intuitively and what you're intuitively feeling the crystal wants. Sometimes our energy is so intense working with the crystals that they crack and they break, and it's time to repurpose it and either give it back to the earth or use it in a different manner. And with gratitude is important.
Crazy Crystal is here. Crazy Crystal. Hi.
Oh my goodness.
She's saying hello. So Crazy Crystal is part of the Evolve Me community, y'all. So make sure that you send her some love and her way in the comments because we love her and she's amazing. So happy to have you here, Chris. Crazy. We're talking about crystals today, so it's perfect. Crazy Crystal is here. So thank you for being here. And so I wanted to also. So with Brandy, she was talking about, she knows the name of the crystal, but she doesn't know exactly what to use it for. What are there any resources that you would recommend for her to be able to?
Yeah, absolutely.
To get that?
So there's a bunch of crystal websites, like healingcrystals.com. There's so many different websites that gives you some insight into the crystals and their properties. I suggest going to what you're drawn to. You know what I mean? Like different websites have a different kind of vibe. So whichever one you feel resonates with you. And yes, there's also books. And I also recommend just sitting intuitively with the crystal and what you kind of feel it's helpful, like helping you with. But you can definitely just kind of go online and take what resonates with you. You know what I mean? Sometimes some of the descriptions might not feel right. So just, go with what feels good to you.
So we have some really juicy questions here. I'm like, yay.
I
Okay,
love
so I'm just
it.
going through here the comments and I'm just so excited to have y'all here.
Yeah.
And it just feels like just this beautiful, just expansive and educational day. And I love sharing knowledge with each other. I think it's
Yeah.
just beautiful to share the light and to
Yeah.
share the knowledge. So I think so Vanita said something about she's gonna give some extra love to her rose quartz, so that's good.
Mm,
And
yeah.
Peggy's saying that she
Very,
puts
very nice.
pyramids on her headboard of
Ah,
her bed. That's really cool.
yeah, that's
Um,
great.
and Brandy had a question. This is kind of off topic, but I'm not really familiar with this as much. I have heard about this in regards to white sage, to not
Yeah.
use white sage because it's endangered. And if this is really the case. I don't have an answer on my end, but do you have an answer on that that you know about, Dawn?
Yeah. So what happened was that the white sage was over harvested and not necessarily with the best intentions. So what I recommend, this is something that I did a lot of research on and kind of, putting your feelers out there, so to speak. I recommend knowing where your white sage comes from. Get it from a place that is sustainable and ethical with the way that they harvest it. Making sure that they're not taking money from people who really need it, making sure that it comes from an ethical source. I like mountain rose herbs. Just do some research as to where you're getting your sage from. And I also recommend, you only need a little bit each time. So just use it sparingly and mindfully. When I, check in with my spirit guides, they always say, just stay conscious, with this, stay conscious, stay aware, and know where you're getting it from.
Yeah, that's and then I think the same thing goes with Palo Santo too, because I
Yes.
use Palo Santo a lot.
Yes.
And Palo Santo comes from the bark of a tree down in South America, which smells delicious. I love the way it smells.
Yes.
But the way that they harvest, the indigenous tribes harvest down there is that they harvest by just taking whatever the tree lets go of on its own. So that's how the Palo Santo should be harvested, not by cutting down the tree. So you want to make sure that you're buying from. I wasn't as familiar with the sage, and I have to
Yeah.
confess, like I'm definitely gonna use your suggestion on whoever you get your sage from, because I definitely want to
Yeah.
make sure that I am in alignment with that and I'm not just getting it from just anyone.
Yeah.
But with Palo Santo, I've been very, I guess because I'm from South America, so I'm just kind of like very sensitive to that subject. But
Yeah.
definitely do. And also, I think in the reading that you did for me, you were mentioning how my guide bear wanted me to start planting my own sage. So, and I've been
Hmm.
feeling that too. So I
Yeah.
may I may not even have to worry about it, because I may just do my own sage, and then
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
And
But
you
and
will,
that's
yeah.
another option too, right? Like
Yes.
people can
Growing your
just
own.
grow their
Hmm.
own sage and then harvest
And
it.
yeah, absolutely. And also, you can alternate with other herbs. I sometimes will burn cedar leaves. The first time I ever burned it, the spark like went all over.
Yeah.
So I was like,
It's so
okay,
scary.
had to get used to it a little bit.
Yeah.
And dried lavender. I still use sage, but I kind of rotate it. There's times when I know sage is like the one thing that's going to work for this, but you can use
Yeah.
other herbs too, and kind of experiment. And yes, like as was guided, to grow your own if you can. So definitely there's
Yeah,
different
that's a very
options.
good question, Brandy.
Yeah,
Brandy
I
is on
know.
fire, and I
I
see her.
know.
I see her picture here. It's like a bee with fire. You
I see
definitely are on
that.
fire today, girl. Uh, she's bringing all the good questions. Peggy's asking about, can you bury your crystals in the ground to charge them? That's a very
Hmm.
good question. That's a
Yes.
very good question.
Yes. So yes, you absolutely can. And it's such a great way to clear it and charge it. It's such a great way. And if you don't have a yard, I mean, I rent an apartment, you can bury it in your house plant, put it in the soil with the plant that you have. But absolutely, it's such a great way. Absolutely.
I've heard that crystals really love to be buried. Like that's
Yes.
very nourishing for them.
Yes.
That I mean
Yes.
that I'm just I haven't received that message myself. I just heard it from someone, so I'm just sharing it here with y'all. So if you feel like like now the only thing that I would be careful though is with selenite, right? Because
Oh,
selenite,
yes.
yeah, your selenite could get ruined, right? If you do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
selenite can dissolve. So you don't want to put it in water or bury it in the ground. If it's wet, it can definitely dissolve. And there are a couple of others that are very fibrous that they don't do well, with
Yeah.
water or burying it. And I will say, now this is like my pointer stick. I would say, um, there are some crystals. If you have a piece of amethyst, I would not put it in the sunlight all the time because it can fade. Some crystals fade in the constant direct sunlight. It doesn't mean you can't put it in the sunlight, but just, keep an eye on some of those crystals. If you have them in the window every day, they might fade a little bit.
Yeah, I've noticed that with a couple of crystals that I put them by the window and they've gotten a little lighter.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. I'm sorry. There, so yeah, I guess we gotta be mindful because I mean crystals do come from underground. So if you think about it, it makes sense that the light because the sunlight has a lot of power. I mean, sunlight is very very powerful. So the crystals because they come from underneath the earth and they're coming from that very just gentle space from I would say the womb of Mother Earth, right? Like
Mhm.
they're kind of like they're used to that like darkness and then they suddenly get the light and it's just like no, you're scorching away my color.
Yeah.
So we gotta be careful with that. But even then, I think they still work, right? Like
Oh
that doesn't
yeah,
necessarily.
yeah. They still have their energy. Aesthetically, they might just look a little different.
Yeah. Okay, so then moving on to the next. So Crazy Crystal was, I think she was answering Peggy. She says that she thinks that burning can clear them too. I think that
Mhm.
can happen too, right? It clears
Yeah,
them as well.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
she says the earth absorbs the old energy and leaves them ready to charge. Ooh, that's
yeah,
powerful.
yeah.
So
Thank you,
thank you, Crazy
Crystal.
Crystal, for this. I
Yeah.
love it. Cece. So oh look, so Vanita was thinking about giving her crystals back to Gaia. That's
Gaia.
awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So Brandy says she bought a rainbow fluorite slab, and it came
Mm.
broken in half, and she said I gave the other half to my best friend. Oh, that's
Oh, I
awesome!
love that.
I love that
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
It's like you remember those little like things that you would
Charm.
buy that are you those little hearts that you separate and you have like the
Yeah,
best friend. That
yeah.
I think that's the best way to
I
like
like
you give like
that.
here's the half of my crystal. Like I love that, Brandy.
That's great.
That is so cute. And
Yeah.
also it's like every time she sees the crystal she'll think about you.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, so
That's great.
Seashell says diamond for wedding ring. So actually I've got my wedding is moissanite. So I have moissanite, which I
Ooh.
really love moissanite because originally it came. So a lot of the moissanite out there is actually man-made, which is fine. A lot of diamonds are man-made now, which I kind of
Yeah.
appreciate because it kind of takes away from the blood diamond type thing
Yeah.
situation that happened. Like all of the issues with that. So it kind of takes
Right.
takes you away from that and then you know that there's no issues. So my wedding band is actually a moissanite, and
Mm.
what I like about it, I was researching a lot about it because Haresh, my fiance, he was actually researching and he found the moissanite. And when I was like, oh, moissanite, because I'm not really attached to the diamonds per se, right?
Right.
And when I saw what it meant and where it came from, so originally it was found in Arizona as I guess a meteor site. So I guess it's from another planet, from outer space. It's like a
Mm.
little crystal. So it's like a crystal formation from outer space, and then eventually, and it was confused for diamonds for the longest time, and then I guess someone, I guess, looked into it more in the lab, and they saw that it was a different type of a different type of combination, chemical combination. So what I like about it is that it is very angelic. So the energy of that specific crystal is very angelic. So it just feels so aligned with my with the work that I do, and because I work with the archangels. So when he said moissanite and I saw what it meant, I was like, yes, give me moissanite, everything. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
So my wedding band is actually all moissanite, which I'm excited,
I love
and
that.
I feel like the angels are with us. So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's
Love
see.
that.
So we got oh, look at that. Vanita says full disclosure, put them in the bra. Forgot about them.
Yep, I've had that
And then she
happen.
forgot about them and they broke. So that's how they broke. Look at that. Listen, sometimes I've done that. Have you done? I
Yep,
know I've done that.
absolutely.
I've carried them in my bra too. Hey,
Yep,
listen. There's
yep.
no shame in that. We've all done
Mm-mm,
it.
mm-mm. Absolutely.
And if you haven't done it, I'm sure after this you're probably gonna start doing it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And sometimes depending on what I'm doing, if I have neck pain or something with like my throat chakra, I wear a lot of scarves and I'll just tuck crystals in the scarf
Oh,
or in
that's
like a
so smart. I
headband.
love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely.
I love that. Oh, look, Amber is asking a really interesting question. A crystal to help her trust herself.
Oh, that's a great question. So there's a lot of crystals for that, depending on um, where the trust issue is stemming from. You can do something like there's a crystal called golden healer quartz.
Oh, I love
And
that one.
yes, and
I have
that
one right
is,
here.
oh, good, because mine's in my bedroom because I was meditating with it today.
I
But
have it
it
right
is,
here.
yeah, it's so good for that the empowerment and reconnecting to your self worth and that inner trust. Um, so crystals like that, or bumblebee jasper, yellow jasper. And then I would also recommend, though, especially because intuitively I'm feeling it in my throat, there are other crystals that are more like the blue kind of crystals, turquoise. Uh, for you specifically, I'm actually feeling aqua aura quartz, which is a whole different kind of crystal, but it's all about being able to use your discernment and trust your intuition, trust your inner knowing, trust that you know yourself and what you're talking about. Um, Azurite, this blue crystal here, um, I recommend that, or even labradorite, which is a pretty popular one. But crystals for like the solar plexus, a lot of like those yellow crystals that we spoke about, or crystals with your throat chakra, or something more for third eye, all about self trust, discernment, not doubting yourself. So there's a lot to choose from depending on where this is sort of stemming from, if that resonates.
Yeah, so let us know in the comments if that resonates with you. Crystal
Yeah.
is saying goodbye. Bye,
Oh, bye,
Crystal.
Crystal.
Okay, so yeah, so let us know in the comments if that resonates with you. So Amber is saying it's coming from obsessive, so also OCD symptoms.
Mm.
So she has to use it for like to kind of help her with that.
Yeah. What I'm feeling with you intuitively is for first sort of quieting the mind a bit, and I'm seeing like amethyst. It feels almost as though you first need to kind of get into the root of that so that you can delve more into the self trust. Amethyst literally helps quiet the mind. It's a sobering stone, so to speak. It helps you feel more clear, less scattered, more mentally present, and sort of helps calm the mind. Also, for you, I would recommend selenite to sort of the selenite it almost like melts away a lot of like that excess energy to sort of calm some of that energy. Um, and then from there, I would go also with like the golden healer quartz. Um, and again, for you, I'm feeling the aqua aura quartz, which is a blue. It's like a blue crystal. Um, but yeah, I think first I'm feeling to kind of quiet your mind and use a crystal like amethyst.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right. How do you feel about the spirit quartz? I've been obsessed with this
Ooh,
crystal. Like I've been obsessed with this
yes.
one.
Yeah.
Like there's no like I use it a lot. Like this is just my go-to crystal. How do you
Yeah.
feel about spirit quartz?
Oh,
About this crystal?
I think it's fantastic. I think they're so beautiful, high energy, high vibe. Like they're really, yes.
Yeah, they're just so
Yeah.
I
They're
feel like I
unique.
use it. They're very well, they're not only
Yeah.
they're beautiful, like I feel like they're beautiful energetically too. Like they're beautiful to look
Yeah.
at. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just
Yeah.
so beautiful. And this is a very small one. I mean, you can find some really big ones, and
Oh
I
yeah.
just got a small one because that's whatever sometimes, but this one for whatever reason is the way that it fits in my hand, and it's just meant to be like this. But I've been really connecting to this one, also, like whenever I'm healing and I'm talking to people, or even when I'm doing these lives, I'm holding my crystals.
Hmm.
I'm holding this one, and I also like to hold my Lemurian. So this is
Yeah.
my it's not big, it's
Oh,
not very big, but it's a small Lemurian,
yes.
but I like to really hold that too. So, well, I don't want to get too off the tracks here with because Lemurian can open up a can of worms here. So I'm gonna
I was just
bring
gonna
it back.
say that's a whole other
Yeah,
awesome topic. That's
that's
a good
another
topic though. It's a good
that's
one.
that's a topic for an entire like topic. Like that's a topic, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so let me see. So I feel like someone was gonna say something here, and I kind of saw something here that someone was asking, but maybe I missed. I know that someone was asking a question. Hang on, guys, because I know I don't want to. Oh yes, so someone is talking about Moldavite, spirit quartz, Moldavite, and
Ah,
celestite. Wow, my list is so long. So she uses those, Vanita. Yeah. So
yeah.
I just saw Moldavite, and I was like, okay, I have to bring this up. Moldavite. Have you used Moldavite? Why would you use Moldavite in the first place? 'Cause I've heard that's a very
Yeah.
powerful
It
crystal.
is a very powerful crystal. You would use it if you're trying to do some really intense emotional healing and you're trying to kind of plow through. It will definitely help push you through. It is very, it's not a crystal to work with unless you're really feeling serious about the commitment to that kind of healing and feeling like you're ready, because it is a very intense kind of crystal when it comes to like bringing things to the surface so you can explore it and release it. Definitely intense.
See, this was the question that I was trying to find because I knew that I saw Moldavite question. Does she have to charge? Peggy's asking if she has to charge it.
I would recommend charging it occasionally. Definitely like clear it. If you're using it and working with it, I would definitely clear it, and then charge it occasionally. But definitely set your intention with it before you use it because it's very powerful.
Oh my gosh. So, okay, so I wonder if someone is gonna create a bra pocket now for us, Chris. Look at what Vanita's saying. So she says, Brandy, pick the crystal that feels right for you that particular day or moment, and then insert in bra pocket. We
Yeah.
need we need a pot. We really need bras that have like pockets for crystals. Like,
We
can
really
someone
do.
make these, please? Like, someone out there, just create a bra with pockets already for crystals because we need it. we we need it. All crystal lovers need this, please. Um, yeah. So that's really good. I know.
Absolutely.
I right. Like these are really great ideas here. Okay. So, Brandy was
I know.
saying. Oh wow, she's saying something here. A couple of years ago, she's started sometimes seeing a white glow around people. The most recently, for the first time ever, she actually saw color. It was a yellow, and it didn't go very far from their body. Wow, Brandy, sounds like you're connecting to your gifts. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah. It sounds like you're seeing parts of their aura.
Yeah, that sounds like that's
Yeah.
what it sounds like to me. So I would
Yeah.
I would definitely continue exploring that, and don't push yourself. Things kind of sometimes unfold in divine timing. So just allow yourself to be actively open to receive whatever it is that wants to come through for you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. So So Seashells is saying that she uses rose salt for alternative because she's not sure where she can buy genuine crystals. And I can understand why Seashells is saying this. I have a friend who's from Mauritius also, and he was telling me how there's really not a lot of crystal shops over there. Like he even purchased a pendulum from me because I make some handmade pendulums, and he purchased them from me, and he was willing to wait for weeks and months to receive it because he couldn't find a place over there where he could find pendulums. So
Yeah.
so I guess salt, it is a good way to to cleanse or to protect your home.
Oh, yeah.
But like if you might be able to find some things online, maybe to be sent to you by mail, maybe Etsy or something. You can find something there. But I
Yeah.
can understand why you're worried about not finding genuine crystals too, because you want to make sure that you look at them, that you feel them, and or maybe you come over to stateside over here and then you go shopping here. There's plenty of shops over here. Oh wow, Brandy says she's wearing a Moldavite necklace, and it's been on for last year. Maybe I should take it off. Oh wow.
Brandy, I think maybe you might want to just try giving it a break for a little bit and seeing how you feel, and then slowly reintroducing it, because it could be contributing to some of what was mentioned earlier. You might want to just try and give it a little bit of a break, just for a little bit, and see if you notice a difference.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah, I'm sorry.
that
Yeah.
that sounds like something that would help too, because I
Yeah.
mean I haven't used Moldavite myself because I've been actually afraid of using it. To be honest, I have been, because I know
Yeah.
it's not an easy going crystal. Like I've had friends tell me that when they started using the Moldavite, how they just had like these episodes of like emotional release, and it was just
Yeah.
like very intense.
Yeah.
And so I haven't felt comfortable using it because of that. So I would say, and I think that's a really great idea to
Yeah.
maybe give yourself that space to be in your own energy without the energy of the Moldavite, and see how you feel,
Yeah.
and then pick it up whenever you feel like it's time,
Yeah.
because I don't know if Moldavite is a long-term crystal.
Exactly. I wouldn't necessarily consider that to be a long-term crystal. And what's interesting is that even crystals that we do wear regularly, sometimes we need a break from them. You might be getting headaches or feeling fatigued or sluggish, and it could be because you're wearing like black tourmaline every day. Sometimes you need to have a break from the crystals that you wear regularly, because it did its job and then some, or maybe at the time the energy might be too much for you just at that time, depending on where you're at and what you're going through. So definitely take a look at what you're using like every day regularly, and kind of reassess, because sometimes we do need breaks from the crystals that we work with and wear. I know I don't wear the same crystal jewelry every day.
Every day, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah, because
don't.
sometimes
Yeah.
also you may have a different need. Like every day,
Yes.
y'all, we wake up with a different need. We wake
Yeah.
up with a different thing that we need to clear, a different thing that we need to heal. And then when we go into the dream world, we're also clearing a lot of stuff. So when we wake up in the morning, we may have a need for an amethyst instead of the moldavite, for example, or maybe we need a little bit of selenite, or maybe we need a little bit, it's all about like really, that's the reason why we are called to these different crystals, that the crystals magnetize us to them, because we're meant to work with them in different ways. And that's the reason why people who work with crystals have so many crystals, because you're not
Yeah.
going to work with the same one over and over again. Like even with
Yeah.
this one, like I know I've been obsessed with it, but I know there's going to be a time that I'm probably going to have to, like, that is going to tell me it's enough. Like you can put me
Yeah.
away. And
Yeah.
there are times that I do.
Yeah.
And I have crystals that I like, for example, or this is an Aura Light 23, which is kind of like a super 5,
Ah.
not a super 7. And I thought it was going to be a super 7, but it wasn't. Super 7s are really hard to come about. But I was working with this all the time. And then it came to a point where I was like, nope, no more. I mean, and I know, but sometimes it calls me though. There's
Yeah.
certain moments that it calls me. So it's just
Yeah.
one of those where And that, okay, so I want to ask a question, Dawn, because
Yeah.
we're talking like healers. We're both, in this embodiment of healing. But for people everyday type of work with the crystals, you were talking about, wearing them and everything. But can people set those intentions themselves, like for example, if someone practices Reiki on themselves and they just happen to take a class and they just want to use the crystals alongside to help themselves, like, is that something that you see that it could be fit for them? Like, how do you feel it would help them in their own self-healing practices? I guess, how can they use
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Anybody can set intentions with their crystals and do self-healing on themselves with the crystals. And, even if you didn't take like a Reiki class, you can still sit and practice working just to feel the energy of the crystal. Put your hands over it, hold it in your hands. How does it feel? What are you feeling? Place it on your body, try lying still with it. I mean, anyone can work with the crystals. They don't have to be a practitioner to do it, and they don't necessarily have to take an energy healing course either. Just sort of sit with it and get to know the crystal and how it feels, the different sensations, and your intention alone is everything. It is so powerful, your intention with the crystal. So if you're intending to work with the crystal for this specific thing, then go from there. Use your hands, put it on you. If you're using, a rose quartz on your heart, try putting your hands over it with the intention, and see what you feel.
I love that because the idea is to empower you, right? To empower
Yes.
each one of you to really work on your own, and to learn these tools so that you can use them whenever you need them. Because sometimes you do need that last minute, like, emergency type of situation where you need to do a little bit of healing on yourself, and then
Hmm.
having these tools really do help us kind of do
Hmm.
that self love, self healing. It's
Yeah.
important that you feel into that empowerment within yourself to use these, as if you're your own healer, right?
Yeah.
You are your own healer. So Suzanne is saying that she's been wearing rose quartz necklaces for years. Does that go for all necklaces? So I think she was talking about, because you were talking about
Ah,
so
yes.
should she change it around? Like, what would you say to someone who's been using it for so many years?
Yeah. Well, I would say, Suzanne, rose quartz is a much more gentle crystal. Um, but I would still just maybe step away for a few days and see if there's any kind of difference that you feel that benefits you or not. But because rose quartz is such a gentle kind of energy, it might not be as impactful as, say, wearing moldavite every day. But I also, for you specifically, intuitively, am feeling that you should make sure that you are clearing it, maybe a little bit more than you are. And for you to sit with it and hold it in your hands for a little while and kind of reconnect with it, because I'm actually feeling as though it needs to be recharged a bit. And since you do know energy healing, Suzanne, I think you should sit with it in your hands and connect to it and kind of recharge your intentions with it. Because that's the other thing too, our crystals get tired, like they need to be recharged. So they might not
Oh,
have the
yeah.
same effectiveness if we're not, tending to them in that way.
Yeah, poor babies. We're
We've
like,
been through a
they're your,
lot.
yeah, they're working so hard to help us, right? Like, there
Yeah.
is still consciousness in them, so we want to make sure that we're aware of that, and give them
Yeah.
that love, and that rest, right? Kind of like how we need rest, crystals need rest as well. Just give them that rest. Think about it as a conscious being in a state of a crystal, right? But there's still
Yeah.
consciousness in it. It came from the consciousness
Yeah.
of the universe. So
Yeah.
being, and also, Suzanne, I was gonna say too, that was a really good question, because I know of a lot of people like that wear the same necklace for a long time, and then they sometimes it breaks too. Sometimes the actual stone breaks. or the, so
Mhm.
that could also be another reason why it breaks, right? Because it's just kind of like it maybe hasn't been charged for that long, or it hasn't been, taken care of. Then that's why sometimes the crystals can break. I feel like
Yeah.
that's intuitive.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's like they're tired. They're
Absolutely.
like, I'm done. Goodbye.
Pretty much.
um,
Yep.
but yeah, so Vanita was saying something really interesting that I really wanted to point out before we start. We're going to start with the readings soon, y'all. Now we're going to start transitioning into questions. And if you want to ask, I guess, any questions about what crystals Dawn recommends for you, you can also ask about that if you're
Mhm.
maybe curious, kind of like how Brandy has been asking. Feel free to ask about that. But Vanita was saying that she uses stones and rocks and sets intentions in them too. And let me tell you, Vanita, I
Mhm.
completely feel you on that because I have done this. I've gone to different places that feel like there are energy vortexes there. There's some sort of ley line in that area. Like there's like this really powerful energy. And I've picked these stones and I have them on my altar as well. So and they're just rocks, right? Like they don't look like the pretty crystals, but they're still they still carry the charge. And I recently went to, well, last year I went to Arizona and I got a bunch of rocks out of the, when I was walking around, I just got some rocks with me because they just wanted me to take them. Like they were like, here, take me. They just kind of like, that you feel I don't know, like I felt like I had to take those rocks for whatever reason. And then now I have them on my altar so I can connect to that energy of Sedona. And I also gave away some, like I gave away some to my mom and she has them like at the entrance of her home. And so she has that energy of Sedona in her home. And so I think it's just really beautiful to be able to connect to the energy of certain areas, especially if you're traveling. And even if it doesn't look pretty, just knowing that you're taking that energy so you can reconnect to that whenever you meditate, or
Mhm.
you want to go back to that energy that you were feeling at that moment, just taking that crystal and putting, or that rock or stone, and putting it on your heart space or on your hand.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that, Dawn? Like I know
Yeah.
I know I
Yeah,
do that, but
100%. Yeah, I do that too. I do that too. Especially, we go down the shore a lot to a place that we really feel like at home. And I take some like rocks with me that I keep by my bedside because they have that energy, and as well as the association of the place, but they have the energy from the place. So even if they're not like a sparkly crystal, they still have their own properties.
yeah, exactly. They have like a properties that also can help with
Hmm.
certain things, and I feel like that's the reason why you feel the energy that you feel when you go to these places too. It's
Hmm.
because of the all of the stones and the rocks and the crystals, and even underground, right? Like the
Yeah.
crystals that are underground. That's also, we're also connecting to that as well. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean we can't feel it. So
Yeah.
we intuitively feel these things. So Vanita says that all her rocks and stones are from Arizona for her
Mhm.
Arizona trip. That was far. See, I knew those were your stones because I just know anyone that goes to Sedona, there's just a really beautiful energy there that it's just indescribable. It just feels so expansive and so beautiful, and it's very activating in so many levels. So, all right. So, is there anything else you want to share in regards to before we close this section of education? Anything you want to just kind of share that you feel is important to share in regards to how to use the crystals, how to heal with the crystals?
Yeah, there were a couple of things that keep coming to my mind to just mention.
Yeah.
One is, we keep talking about the Moldavite. If you're looking to do some intense kind of emotional releasing, but you don't want to do that, malachite. Malachite is a really good one. It's very powerful, very intense, but not quite as intense
Not
as
as
that one.
intense. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really pretty green. It is intense though. I use it. I'll put it over my heart chakra, and I get like little pains sometimes because it really brings like the emotions to the surface, and like that energy that you need to clear. So that is an intense one if you're trying to do some pretty heavy work and you don't want to use moldavite, or you don't have access to moldavite, then you can use malachite. And another thing I wanted to say too is, when we talk about the heart chakra and like the love kind of crystals, it's not limited to rose quartz. A lot of green colored crystals do the same thing. In fact, because the heart chakra is associated with the color green, you can use green aventurine, green calcite. Those also work for heart healing, emotional kind of healing, forgiveness, love, compassion, self-love. So, you don't need to just use rose quartz, especially if you're not feeling aligned with it. The green colored crystals you can use to work on like your heart chakra. And if there's a crystal that you really, really want to work with, but you don't have it, you can just set the intention and ask like your guides or your team to help you connect to the energy of that crystal because you really want to work with it, because some of them are kind of expensive or you don't have access to it. So that's always an option. I know that for many of us, it's not tangible. So it's not as, but that is an option. And then the last thing before we get into the readings, I'm actually creating a crystal grid tonight for grounding. And I posted it on my Instagram stories. If anybody wants me to include their name for the grounding energy, just, message or go to the Instagram. Okay, I will include you.
Include me.
So definitely, yeah, because crystal grids are really, fun and good. So there's that.
That's awesome. So now y'all know, reach out to Dawn. And if you want to be included in her crystal grid, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Okay, I have one more question, and this is the last. Sorry. Yeah. It was Chris, and I just don't want to pass on her. Hi, Chris. She's coming back to us. So Vanita says she wants to be included too. If the crystal is surrounded by silver and the silver is on your skin, does that make any difference in the effectiveness of in receiving the energy? That's a good question. Actually, I'm glad that you asked that question, Chris. Because that's something that has come up many times. A question that's come up many times for me, particular people ask me that question, and I have an ambivalent answer, so I just rather let you answer that.
Sure. Yeah, I was just jotting down the people who wanted to be on. Yeah. Hi, Chris. I remember you from the grounding session last time. That's a really good question. So when you have your crystal in jewelry, you're still getting the benefit and the energy from the crystal. For example, like my ring is sapphire, and there are times when I can feel the surges of energy from it. So it's still in your energy field and still something that you are interacting with. That being said, or even with like a necklace, it's still in your energy field and you're still interacting with it. But that being said, if you're doing some specific work, especially for maybe physical healing and like you have a spot of pain, I recommend putting the crystal directly on your body for that. However, you know what I mean? Like that's there's a bit of a difference in that regard. However, if you have a ring or a necklace or earrings, you're still benefiting from that energy. You're still going to be affected by that energy. But if you're doing some specific stuff, then you'll want to put it directly on you for more of a impact and direct kind of connection. But yeah, you're still getting the energetic benefits for sure.
Yeah, that's powerful. So so thank you for that. So that kind of clarifies it for me too. I'm also learning, y'all, alongside with y'all, because again, Dawn is like the she's like a walking Bible of crystal information, and I'm just grateful that she's here sharing all of this juicy information with all of us. But that definitely, I will keep that in mind now, because I was also feeling intuitively that there's certain times that is best to connect to the crystal, like direct contact, but I wasn't sure exactly when was it best, right? Like, is there a better time? And that makes so much sense, like especially if it's something physical that you need that additional physical connection versus the energetic connection, right? So like just really being in that physical touch, that makes so much sense. So so Vanita's saying that she's having so much fun, and
me too.
and Chris, and yay, Yay! I mean, y'all feel the energy that we have here is just so beautiful, and I'm just grateful to be here with all of you and alongside with Dawn, and it just feels so good and just open, and it's just it's amazing. And then Brandy's saying, "I love this information. Thank you so much." So yeah, everyone is so happy with this information. So
Cool.
yeah,
Good.
if y'all want to learn more about crystals, I know that Dawn, are you gonna do any classes on Evolve Me about you are?
Yeah,
So you
I'm
want to
putting
definitely
it
want to make
together.
sure, yeah, you
Yeah.
definitely want to make sure y'all to stay in touch with us because we will be launching our our own I guess classes like I'm gonna have my classes on pendulum use, and then she's gonna have her classes
Ooh.
on the crystals on and that's gonna be on at the Evolve Me app that's going to be launching in November. So so yeah, definitely do stay in touch with Dawn if you. What is your
Yeah.
Instagram, by the way? Because I don't think I have it here. Let me just write it
Yeah.
down here so that people know how to connect to you. What was it? Heal by
Yes.
Dawn, right?
Heal by Dawn. Healby Dawn.
Yeah. So Heal by
Heal
Dawn,
by Dawn.
and then I'm just gonna write it here for y'all to connect with her, and then I'll put both of us. So if you want to connect, if because there's sometimes we post there that you might miss if you're not connecting to us there,
Yeah.
and so I'm just adding that here. And in the meantime, y'all, you can post your questions. If you have any questions for Dawn or for myself, you can post them here, and we can send you some healing. We can, it's just kind of like this. It's gonna be a jamming session, right? We're just gonna play it by ear and feel what spirit wants for your highest good.
Yeah.
So, okay, here I'm gonna show this banner here. Instagram, Healed by Dawn and the Blooming Lotus Healing. So here,
Yeah.
that's our Instagram, y'all. So
Thank you.
Healed by Dawn, of course, is Dawn, and the Blooming Lotus Healing, of course, is me. So you guys can go there and connect with her. Definitely do connect with her if you want to be included in the grid for that she's doing tonight on the grounding grid.
Yeah.
Definitely do take advantage of that. Thank you so much, Dawn, for that.
Oh,
That's
you're
beautiful.
welcome. You're welcome.
So Brandy says she has no social media accounts except YouTube. That's good, Brandy. So
Yeah.
if you want to be, she's
Uh,
already subscribed here. Do you have a YouTube channel?
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet.
working
Okay.
on it. I do have a newsletter. I do not do it every month at the moment, but if you want it, if you get email, there's that
Yeah.
option.
Oh, that's another option too that you guys can do.
Yeah.
Let me put. I'm gonna put the website for healbydawn.com is her
Yeah.
website. So if you
Yeah.
don't have social media, you can go to healbydawn.com and just sign up for her newsletter. And the same thing for me. If you want to sign up for my newsletter, the bloominglotushealing.com. So it's kind of like,
Yeah.
the same thing. We kept it simple, right? Look at that. We both knew what we were doing. So
Exactly.
healbydawn.com, the bloominglotushealing.com. So if you don't have Instagram, just put a .com in there and sign up for our email list, and then you'll know
Yeah.
what's happening there. I try to keep up with the emails as much as possible. Sometimes it's just
Yeah.
there's so many avenues that we have to keep in touch
I
with.
know. I know.
So okay, so let's see. I think there's some questions coming in already for y'all. So let's see. What good things are happening for me the rest of November? That's Amber A.
Hmm. Okay. I like that question.
It's like what good things are happening for the rest of I like those.
I
I like
know.
that positive. It's a positive statement, and that already
Exactly.
says that you're in this positive mindset. It's powerful. All right, so there's an archangel that's coming through in the meantime that I wanted to just kind of just share with you. So Archangel Gabriel is saying that you're definitely going to have much joy coming in the next in the next couple of weeks or the next 3-4 weeks that are left for November, and it's also a time for you to really gather some time for reevaluate certain things in your life and to gather your strength. So that's one thing that is coming through from Archangel Gabriel. And let me see if there's any healing that wants to come through for you. Okay, so I got Archangel Sandalphon, which is powerful, beautiful, loving archangel that helps us with all the 3D stuff, all that 3D stuff. And we're going to go ahead and apply some vibrational healing into your energy space. So I just want to invite you to just close your eyes for a second and just take a couple of deep breaths. And I'm hearing rainbow colors coming through. So we're going to go ahead and download the rainbow colors down to your chakra system, and just keep your heart open to receive. So just say within yourself that you receive, and just visualize this beautiful combination of colors coming from the heavens and entering through your crown and your third eye, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, your root, and all the way down to the bottom of your feet, rooting you into Mother Earth. And I want to invite you to visualize these colors expanding into your body and outward into your energy field. Just visualize this beautiful light just coming through and cementing itself into your energy field, clearing out any energetic noise that you have picked up on your auric field. And I'm hearing something about the aura. So I'm going to check something real quick here, because I'm hearing something in regards to one of your auric fields. Your astral layer is compromised at this moment, so we're going to go ahead and apply some healing in your astral layer of your aura. Okay, so we're going to apply this beautiful gold color and aquamarine color to your astral layer. And I'm seeing some attachments or certain implants. So we're going to clear that out. So Spirit, please clear. Thank you. And apply the colors. And we're gonna repair the tears that we see there as well. We see some tears. We're gonna repair those for you. All right. Thank you, Spirit. Is there any other? Your etheric template as well. There are 7 tears, so we're going to go ahead and apply some healing there. And this time around, it's going to be a white light that is coming through and repairing the tears that were found at the etheric template of your auric field. And just visualize this beautiful white light, just this warmth of love and compassion, just really connecting you to this essence of expansion and higher vibration. And last but not least, we're going to clear some attachments, clear and send them to the light. Thank you. Please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Is there anything else? No. All right, so that's it for me. Thank you for receiving. And I'll open it up to Dawn.
That was amazing. I don't know if anyone here has ever experienced a healing session with Jikara, but she's incredible at what she does. That was really cool. That was really great. Wow. What I'm getting is similar for Amber. It feels as though November is set to be a month for you to start focusing on what you really want for yourself. And it's as though the channels are opening for you to manifest easier what you want. And you're being encouraged to conserve your energy a little bit right now. Rest when you need to, Just don't overextend yourself, particularly energetically. It's almost as though your guides want you to kind of keep it all here so that you can focus on yourself and your intentions and what you want. You're also being asked to make sure that you're finding a good balance, especially between like work and home, and to go with the flow right now. It's really, really important that you just kind of ride the waves and go with the flow and don't resist so much. Don't be rigid to the things that are happening, but be more flexible, especially with what is presented to you. And it feels as though there is someone in your life, particularly probably male, someone who makes you feel very secure, safe, kind of grounded. It feels as though November is going to give you the opportunity to bring anything to the surface that needs to be addressed and cleared, anything that might be ambiguous or uncertain right now. It feels as though this month is going to allow for you to kind of work through any of that excess stuff so that you go forward with more clarity.
Wonderful, Amber. I hope that resonated with you and that you received this this healing. She says, I guess that's why I have been feeling drawn to relax a lot lately and take time for myself. Yes. So listen to that intuitive guidance, right? Listen to that intuitive guidance, because that's basically your guides basically letting you know it's time to take it. Breaks are just as important as being productive, right? Like it's actually is equal as important. Like it's equally important, and we tend to be taught the opposite. And so it's important to do that. And then, so she says, yes, the readings definitely resonate. Good, Amber. So definitely do pay attention to that guidance, right? And get that rest. And yeah, that gathering the strength, that's what Archangel Gabriel was saying. So it was funny that it kind of, Dawn expanded into that. So hopefully that will help you. And so Gracie's here. Hi, Gracie. Oh my gosh. She was here last time too. I don't know if you remember her from last time. Yeah, we got some fam in the house. I love it. We have beautiful family in the house. Okay. So, the next person that has a question here was Vanita. And be patient with me, guys, because I want to make sure that I don't miss anyone. Posted above, would love any healing to help me release any lingering stuck energy or emotions. Thank you. Okay. If you're picking anything up, Dawn, let me know. I'm gonna connect to her higher self in the meantime as well.
Sure.
So Archangel Michael is here for you, Vanita. And the immediate message that I got was protection. That there's a boundary situation that you need to address at this moment. Also, there's some stuff in your space, in your home right now. And if you're okay with it, I'll go ahead and remove that right now from your space. So we got some attachments in your space. So we're going to clear that. Please clear and send to a perfect place. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. We're clearing some attachments and some entities that are in your space, in your physical space. So you want to make sure that you practice some energetic boundaries in your physical space. Maybe do, as we're doing this clearing of your physical space right now. I don't see any portals. It was something that you picked up on your own. Sometimes what happens is that we pick up things because Spirit knows that we're going to get it cleared at some point. And so we kind of like subconsciously pick things up. But Archangel Michael is really letting you know that space protection is important for you right now. So to really practice that, if you want to practice a grid, or even just do a little bit of a clearing and ask for protection in your space, it's absolutely paramount for you right now, especially as you walk the path of connection with many people. Okay, so that's something that you really want to keep up So there's nothing else coming from me. So I'll say I'm complete. Thank you, Spirit. And I'll leave it to Dawn now. Thank you, Dawn.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was great. What I'm getting, Vanita, is that you are being encouraged to call actually on Mother Mary, because like Jikara said, it's as though there is some energetic interference, and it's as though she wants to help you clear that. Almost as though she's guiding you in a way, but you're being asked to call on her for the time being when you feel as though you need to clear your energy field of any interference. It feels as though there is some that stuck energy is sort of preventing you from kind of seeing the bigger picture right now. It's almost as though it's sort of blocking you from seeing farther down the road and from feeling fully secure and also balanced. And what I'm also getting is that there might be a little bit of maybe a maternal issue that is lingering that you need to release emotionally and then when you do so, you'll feel a lot more nurtured. You're being asked to really practice some self-care right now and be really good to yourself and gentle with yourself.
Wonderful. So, Vanita, I hope that resonated for you and that helps you. Amber is saying okay, Amber was the one. Okay, she says, thank you. I call upon Archangel Michael every day to cleanse and protect my space and energy. So I would say also clear. Are you protecting your because there's a caveat here. Our technology, Vanita, is also a point of entrance for spiritual attachments. So I would recommend that you also ask for your actually I'm gonna post a video about this. I just did a video about this recently, which is gonna come up this weekend, where I'm basically talking about not only protecting the home but also protecting the technology. You guys have no idea how many times I've cleared things for people, and a lot of it had to do with things that were coming through the technology. So you want to make sure that you put that as well in your technology, and that could be maybe like a blind point that a lot of people kind of overlook. So try that and see how that works, and then also practicing that shielding that we learned with Elke. Maybe doing that as well can help as well. But sometimes we are meant to receive to pick up things because we subconsciously pick them up because we know that we can release them at some point. That's also something that we do. So that's also being open to that as well. Just that happens because I have friends that are healers and powerful healers just like you, and they pick up things all the time and they're like, this is so annoying. And the message that I got was, yeah, because you are subconsciously picking them up because you're helping other people. Just in your essence, you're picking this stuff so that way it can be cleared eventually. So yeah, so hopefully that helps you.
And
right.
to complement what you were just saying about the technology, in terms of crystals, shungite is really helpful with that, like around your workspace. Yeah.
Shungite. I've heard that shungite. I have seen even like little things that you can attach to your phone that are made of shungite, and you can put them on the back. That also could help you with protecting your energy. But make sure that you're basically shielding all of your technology, your phone, your computer, your pads, anything that is technology and is connected to the internet needs to be shielded. Within the space, because you could be shielding from outside in, but then on the inside you're receiving all of the stuff too. So then that's not good. Yeah. So she has shungite and pyrite. I don't know how to say that properly.
Pyrite. That's
pyrite. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
I always think that I'm saying pirate, like like a pirate. So I have a hard time with that word. But yeah, that's good. So that's good. But definitely do it at the shielding as well. Yeah. You can do something called you can ask for a buffer shield. you can just ask just your higher self to apply a buffer shield and into your tech, and that will help. Okay, and then let's see here. I'm going up here, y'all. I'm trying to go up and down. I really wish we had a little bit of a Q&A section like Instagram does.
Yeah.
You know, like that would be amazing. Okay, so the next person was Mindful Moments Jyoti.
Ooh.
And then Vanita says, thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah.
We're sending you so much love, Vanita.
Yeah.
And then she says, I would love any guidance that comes through, please, and maybe a crystal recommendation.
Ooh.
And then she has a smiley face and some hearts. I like that.
Yeah.
I like your smiley face and hearts.
Let's see.
So I'm not picking up anything on my end, so I think this is yours, Dawn, fully yours.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
I'm pulling a couple cards, but I'm feeling as though there's like a guide that wants to connect. Hold on. Okay. So, basically, you're being encouraged to kind of rest and relax a bit right now because it feels as though you need a bit of balance, a bit of kind of moderation. It feels as though you're being asked to kind of almost pick and choose right now, pick and choose your battles, just pick and choose what you're engaging in and get creative if you need to so that you are sparing your energy. It feels as though you need a lot of rest. It feels as though it will benefit you physically, like your health right now, if you just rest a bit, meditate a bit. It feels as though that sort of balance, patience, moderation right now will really benefit you. And I keep feeling for you right now, Labradorite. It feels as though you're going through a lot of different transitions and transformation, and you kind of need that extra support. And it will also help connect you a bit more to your higher self and your guides for guidance messages. Your guides are encouraging you to ask them for signs right now. They do leave you signs. I'm feeling symbols particularly, and they want you to ask more. But I'm feeling Labradorite and just getting some rest and really being patient right now. Being patient with yourself is what I'm getting as well. Don't be hard on yourself right now, and just like a lot of balance, moderation, and focusing on you, the choices that you're making, your wellness, your well-being is what I'm feeling.
That's beautiful. So hopefully, Jyoti, this resonates with you. And what color is Labrador? Isn't that like a purple color kind of sort of?
It's like a grayish blue.
Like a gray. It's a grayish blue. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah,
and
I know which one.
It has a flash to it, like it shines and
like it
shimmers
shines,
in the
kind of like the
light.
moonstone. Like the
Yeah.
moonstone, you has that
Yeah.
little flashy thing
Yeah.
going on. Like you have to see it on the light type thing.
Yeah,
Now I know which one you're talking
absolutely.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful crystal.
Yeah, I love Labradorite.
Okay, so the next person here, let's see what she said. That makes sense. I'm having throat chakra issues right now. Trying to rest. Absolutely, definitely do get your rest, my love.
Yes.
And yeah.
And if I could recommend also for you, aquamarine. I have lots of throat chakra issues, and that is like my go-to. Put it on your throat and see what you feel.
And see what you feel. Yeah. And look at that. She says, thank you, Spirit, Jikara, Dawn, and all beautiful souls here today. Yeah, I love today's, the energy feels so good and so lovely. And oh my gosh, I love everyone. Okay, so happy to have you all here. And okay, so The next one here is, okay, so Ariana had a question, but she also said that she would like to be included in the crystal grid tonight. So
Oh,
if
yes.
you,
I already got it. I wrote her
yeah,
down.
you got her. Okay.
Yeah.
I guess she wanted to make sure she wasn't forgotten, and it's all good. So Maida, she was saying, she's saying, please let me know when I will meet my real and lasting partner. That's a good question, Maida.
Oh.
That's a very good
Really good
question.
question.
Very, very good question. So I'm gonna connect to your. I'm gonna see if I can connect to your higher self as well. If there's anything that needs to be healed in regards to being able to connect to your partner, and then while Dawn pulls cards for you. Do I have permission to connect? Yes, please connect to her higher self. Okay, so I'm getting a message already for you, Meta, in regards to meeting your real partner or your lasting partner is also recognizing that there's a little bit of courage, right? That has to of connection to courage, right? Into opening your heart. And I'm hearing that there's still a little bit of apprehension sometimes, even though you do like consciously want this person. There's also this subconscious apprehension because of past experiences. So to have courage to move away from those experiences that you've had in the past and to really work through any subconscious things that could be potentially working again. I don't want to say, I don't like to say the word against you, but just not working in tandem with your goal, which is to find a partner. And sometimes, and what I mean by subconscious mind is that you're sometimes not even aware of what is even what's happening in there. So working towards that, like even doing some little bit of hypnotherapy. You could come to me as well. We can do some work with the Akashic records as well if there's anything there. But anything that will work in the subconscious mind to kind of clear any energetic blockages that will help you, that will bring you back into that energy of courage. That's what Archangel Ariel is saying here. And I'm gonna check to see. Yeah, so I'm getting a yes in regards to clearing for you, and I'm getting here that like this is connected to your life meaning as well. So if we do a clearing of life meaning and also family life for you is something that needs to be cleared. And I'm getting, is there anything else? So I'm getting also affection and love. So those three things are things that you could potentially benefit from clearing on the Akashic records. If you want to work with me, you could always go to my website, thebloominglotushealing.com, and book a session. And I'm just gonna get a confirmation to see. So a 2 hour session would be more beneficial because we'll be able to do more. But if you can't do 2 hours at once, we could always break it down. That's not a problem. But we can take care of all of those three things. And again, these are subconscious things that you're not necessarily aware of. So what we do is that we go into your Akashic records. We go and find the programs that are the subconscious level that are playing a game, right? On the background. They're just kind of like running the background end of things. And we bring that to the surface and we clear the energies, but also just bringing that to the surface so you can see what's happening on the background can bring that sense of understanding inside of you to move forward and be able to take those actions that are more aligned with what you want. So I hope that makes sense, but I will, there's nothing else here that wants to come through. I will go ahead and disconnect from your higher self now and let Dawn continue the reading for you, okay?
Yeah, no, that was really great. The other thing that I'm getting is before you can meet this person, you're being asked to invite in beauty, romance, and charm for yourself and from yourself. Like it's as though there's a little bit of a lack of just the everyday beauty, the simple things, and to sort of add more of that kind of romance into your life just for yourself. And it feels as though there's a lot going on in your mind right now, a lot of choices, options, overthinking. And so you're being asked to sort of simplify that, get more clear on what it is you want for yourself and what you want and see for yourself in a relationship, because it feels as though you're very scattered in general right now. And so the energy just needs to be a little bit tighter, I guess you can say, in order to allow things to line up. So, but what I'm getting though is that it's more a question of not now but later. So it's not as though this isn't going to happen for you, but things just aren't lined up energetically right now. There are some things that need to be healed and cleared in order for this to be of a higher alignment for you. And the other thing that I'm getting is for you to branch out a bit and do things a little bit above and beyond what you're used to for yourself, and maybe even do a little bit of like literal traveling, or just going places that you wouldn't ordinarily go to invite that energy in, is what I'm feeling.
That is so powerful, Dawn, because y'all don't understand. Like, travel is such a powerful healing tool. Just traveling and going to different places, especially where we go to places that call our hearts, that we are like that call us, like we feel so magnetized towards this place. There is something waiting for us, and we don't have to necessarily look for a specific spot. Just being in the essence of that place, because each place has a consciousness. Each city, each town, each country has a consciousness in it. And when you immerse yourself in the consciousness of that space, then you get activated in ways that you might not even understand, because you could have had a past life in that place, or something that can heal something for you just by being in the presence of that space. So definitely, if you're being called to go somewhere, or you've been called to go somewhere for a while, I feel I cannot express to you guys how much that's been very healing for me in my own practices, right? I mean, I wish I could travel all the time, but whenever I do, I try to go to those places that really just resonate with me in my heart as much as possible.
Yeah.
So
And I will add too, for Meta, I'm also feeling even just like some local travel too, to places you wouldn't normally go to. Like I'm seeing like a kind of like a restaurant bar type place, like just things that you wouldn't normally go to start stepping into that, and then also branching out from there, like Jikara was saying. But it feels like even like little steps right now are a big thing.
And then also it connects
Yeah.
you, because when you go to those places, you kind of connect to that essence of curiosity
Hmm.
and joy and openness, because you're opening
Yeah.
yourself to a new space, to a new place. You're
Yeah.
meeting new people, so that kind of opens up that energy, right?
Yeah.
So things just start flowing.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. So
Yeah.
let us know, Meta, how that feels in your heart. So she says thank you. And then she says thank you, Dawn, as well.
Oh,
So
you're very
yay! You're
welcome.
so very welcome. And so okay, so then Seashell says, please remember me.
Oh,
Seashell,
I got you.
did I miss did I did
I
I
think she I think she means for the grid.
Oh, for the grid. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
but I got her.
not for the reading.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was like, I hope I didn't skip anyone, because I'm trying. I'm trying, y'all. I'm really trying. Okay, so let me see. Did we do a healing card? Did we do one for her?
Oh,
Healing?
no, we didn't.
We
Okay.
didn't. So I did skip you. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, Seashells. I promise you I didn't do this on purpose. I totally, yeah, we definitely do need a Q&A. Like, seriously.
I
I
know.
promise you, y'all. It's all in good spirit. But thank you for reminding me, Seashells. So she wants to see if there's any healing, or if there's any card that is available for her. And so I'm gonna, in the meantime, while Dawn shuffles her cards, I'm gonna connect to your higher self, Seashells. Thank you. Connect. Thank you. All right, so an archangel is definitely coming forward for you, and it's Archangel Jeremiel. So let's take a look and see what Archangel Jeremiel wants to say. I just love it when the archangels come forward and they just chill out with us. That's what they love to do. They just want to chill out and help us, guide us, heal, help us with so many things. Okay. So I'm getting here something in regards to self-responsibility. So we're going to go ahead and download this into your energy field. So I just want to invite you to take a deep breath through your nose and out through your mouth and visualize yourself in your power. I want to invite you to really feel into what it feels to be sitting in your throne as the queen of your life, as the one that is in charge of your life, who is responsible fully for your own emotional being, physical being, spiritual being. You are fully responsible and capable of caring for yourself. So I want to invite you to really visualize yourself in this really powerful space of sitting in a throne, and visualize yourself just wearing these beautiful garments and your crown. Just really be in that space. And what does it feel like to be in that presence of power, that inner power and that outer power? Okay, we're downloading that energy of responsibility for self, so that way you can feel in control of your life, feel in control of your own self. And I'm hearing a color. So they want to add a color here. Archangel Jeremiel wants to add the color purple, dark purple. That's a very royal color. Connect to that color. Visualize yourself wearing this dark purple, beautiful garment on your body. This really beautiful, luscious, heavy garment that is on your body. Really feel into that beautiful power that you have inside of you, and connect to that beautiful dark purple. And we're going to download that into your energy field now. Thank you, Spirit. All right, so that's the healing that wanted to come through for you in regards to today. There's no other healing. So I'm going to go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. I'm complete. Thank you, Spirit. All right. So I'm leaving it to Dawn now. I'm done.
Yeah, no, that was great. It's so funny because right when you said that you were getting the color purple, I got the color pink for seashells. But in addition to that, is what I'm saying is, so what I'm getting is that you are being asked to sort of bring your dreams to life right now, the things that you want for yourself, to really start envisioning it. And journaling, I'm feeling, is what I'm getting, really like specific, and embodying the things that you want, writing about it as though it's already happened, and just living as though it's coming. Because what I'm feeling is that you're being asked to really self-nurture yourself right now. I see you sort of being like held and kind of like rocked back and forth. It's as though you need to be really, really patient with yourself and good to yourself right now, and show yourself a lot of self-love. I see you with your hand on your heart and on your stomach, and just breathing and doing this regularly, and connecting to yourself and grounding to yourself, and really embodying self-love. And what I'm getting with you and the color pink is for you to be more compassionate with yourself. I'm getting that you are an extremely compassionate person, but you're not being very compassionate to yourself right now. And so in order for all this magical stuff to come into your field, you're being asked to do some self-love right now. And it feels as though there are times, it's as though you get these moments of joy and emotional contentment, but they're not sticking. And it makes you hard for you to stay kind of motivated. And so the reason they're not really sticking is because you're not embodying self-love right now. And so you're being asked to really work on the self-love and the self-compassion, is what I'm feeling.
That's so powerful. And seashells, and I feel like that also ties into the visual that Spirit wanted me to put you in, to visualizing yourself in that beautiful, powerful being that you are, because you tend to forget that about yourself. So hence the reason why, because of the sometimes these negative thoughts can take us to this other point where we feel less than. So you know, just being compassionate with yourself, but also also recognizing that you are very powerful. You are capable of giving yourself all of that nourishment, all of that love, all of the things that you require can definitely come from within you, because you're already doing it for others. So yeah, so that's powerful. Thank you so much. So let us know here if this resonated with you. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and move on back up here to the list. Okay, so Ariana Torres, and I know I'm not skipping anyone because I'm quite literally clicking on the one right below. Seashells. I know I'm not missing anyone. Hi everyone. Dawn, can you please include me in tonight's crystal grid? Okay, that was one there we go. Okay.
That.
This one is, my energy is feeling like it's all over the place. Have a lot of sadness and anger. What can I do to feel better? Any guidance? I felt that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right, Ariana. In the meantime, while she pulls up the cards for you, I'm going to go ahead and connect to your higher self. Please connect to our higher self. Thank you, Spirit. Archangel Metatron is coming forward to speak to you. And we're going to take a look and see what Archangel Metatron. Okay, so Ariana, so I'm getting the message. This is kind of like a very it's almost like Archangel Metatron is coming like the dad is telling you like you got to do your homework type thing. That's the energy that is coming through. So the energy that's coming through is to work towards the connection with your higher self, that the tools that you're not using your tools. That's a message I'm getting for you, that you're not using your tools at this moment. So to work towards that, but we're gonna see. Let me see if there's anything that needs to be cleared for you. And I'm getting a yes. So it's something. So we're gonna clear. It's something that is miscellaneous. And it's just basically energetic noise. So we're going to clear that from your energy field. Just take a couple of deep breaths through your nose and out through your mouth. And just really allow yourself to visualize yourself being outside and surrounded by the breeze, and feeling as if this breeze is just cleansing you energetically. Okay. And then this breeze is this beautiful white light color that is coming through and cleansing your energy field, just kind of like in a vortex. Okay. And I'm hearing attachments too for you. So let me see. Actually, it's anxiety. So it's an energy of anxiety that's around you. So we're going to clear that. So please clear, Spirit. Thank you. Please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. And this anxiety is basically related to also these attachments that are coming through. So please clear, remove, and send to a perfect place. Thank you, Spirit. And I'm getting also some energy. So I'm going to go ahead and do a scan of your body. Please do a scan of all of her energy bodies: physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. Thank you. Can you tell me what's in her energy field? Thank you. I'm picking up some energy of jealousy and lethargy, and also a little bit of health, health imbalance. So we're going to go ahead and clear that. Please clear. Thank you. Is there anything else? No. And I'm getting here also a color. An archangel wants to come forward with a color. So Archangel Ariel wants to share the pastel pink in your energy field to soothe your heart space at this moment. I'm feeling like your heart space is feeling a little stuck, like there's some stuck energy there. So just visualize this beautiful pink, pastel pink color just being infused into your heart space at this moment and expanding out into your entire body, okay? No. All right, so I am complete. I'll go ahead and disconnect from your higher self. Thank you, Spirit. Please disconnect. All right, so I am complete.
Ariana, so I'm getting some big things for you. I'm feeling as though you might be grieving or mourning some people in spirit. It feels as though, you know, there is a lot of sadness, and as though you might be missing some loved ones who've recently crossed over. And what I'm getting is that you're being asked to essentially start over right now. It feels as though this is like a chance for you to have a clean slate and a new beginning. It's like being emphasized, like going to the beginning, back to the start. You're being asked to pull in your energy right now because it is very scattered, and you're being asked to call all of it back. And what I'm getting from your guides is tonight, before you go to bed, to say out loud that you call back all of your energy and put your hands over your heart and just call back all your energy. You're being asked to really like rein it in and be mindful of where you're placing your energy and your attention right now, because it is very scattered and it is affecting your motivation. It feels as though there might be some depression. And what I'm getting is that in order for you to feel better, is you have to let all of this come to the surface. And it may have you feeling anxious to be feeling all this, but you have to feel it to let it go. So you're being asked to let it all come to the surface, and you don't have to do it all at once. And you might have to do it more than once, but you're being asked to really bring everything that you're feeling, the sadness, the anger, the grief, up to the surface, to feel it and then release it. And from there, you're going to be having a brand new start, a new path, a new journey, a new beginning. But first you have to pull in your energy and release all of this grief. So I hope this resonates for you.
That's so powerful. And yeah, yeah, I felt that in the heart space a lot. I was feeling that energetically. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
hopefully that resonates with you. Let us know in the comments, Ariana, if this resonates. And then yeah, so we're almost done, y'all, because we're not gonna stay longer than 2:30. But you know, we'll be here. Well, so next week I will not be live because I will be getting married the next day. I'm getting married on so you know I'm doing these lives every Thursday at noon, and that's the reason why today was a little later, because I had family coming over. So hence the reason why we started at 12:30. And then so the next week I am taking off because I definitely need the time, y'all. Like I have stuff to do. But we'll definitely come back. And then I know Dawn mentioned that she's open to coming back. So so if you want her back, you know, you already say it here in the comments. Team Dawn, and then I'm telling you, you should have like a little shirt or something, like a little.
I heard there's going to be T-shirts.
Yeah, exactly, like Team Dawn. Yeah, so definitely let us know in the comments. But we're gonna do one more, just because honestly, I don't think we're gonna be able to get to everyone. But and again, I'm sorry we can't get to everyone, but you know we're trying our best. Thank you, Gracie. And then Ariana says, everything resonated with me. Thank you so much, ladies. And thank you, Spirit. Much love to both of you. Thank you so much. And then Peggy says, many blessings. And then I said, congrats. Thank you, Joanne. And yeah, I'm so excited. And Fabrice is from Mauritius too. Seychelles and Fabrice need to get together, y'all.
Wow.
Okay, both of y'all. Fabrice is one of my students on one of the circles that I'm doing every Wednesday. Cool. And he's the one that's all the way in Mauritius too. So Seychelles, definitely connect with Fabrice, and then so you can connect and hang out and create a mystical fam in Mauritius, right? I don't know how far away you're from each other, but maybe even over the phone or something. So Seashell says it made me smile. Very accurate from Jikara and Dawn. Amazing. So yay. Okay, so we're gonna do one more, y'all, and then we'll call it a day. And I know you all want your readings. We're trying to get to everyone, but it's just one of those things where there's only so much time we have in the day, right? So
I know.
so I want to thank y'all for your patience and that you keep coming back and you keep coming and connecting. So Brandy is the last one here. Brandy, okay, my fire girl over here. The girl has been on fire all day. She's been asking questions. You got some questions. We got some answers for you, girl. You got the questions. We got the answers. Okay. Yeah. So she says she's been alone for a while. You're not alone. You have us here. We're here.
Yeah.
You have fam right here, girl. Will I meet someone worth it, past or new, anytime soon? Thanks in advance. All right. So this one, I'm not picking up anything. Her higher self is saying no. So definitely it's all you on this one.
Okay. 1 second here.
She's a Sagittarius. She's saying thank you. I'm a Sagittarius. I love my Sagittarius. Oh, okay. No wonder you're a fire girl. Of course, you're on fire. Do you know where your moon and your your ascendant and your other planets are? I have a feeling you have a lot of fire in you. I don't know why, but I just feel like you have lots of fire. Sabrina's saying, new subscriber, how can you tell? Oh, Sabrina, welcome. We're so happy to have you. And you can come back anytime, Thursdays at noon. I'm either here doing readings and healings, and I'm also bringing in beautiful practitioners from the Evolve Me community so they can share their gifts with us. And today we have Dawn that participated today on a beautiful basically presented a beautiful, not participated, but presented a beautiful session with teaching us how to use crystals to heal. So, you have Cap Moon. Wow. And okay, that's the Gemini rising. That's the one putting the fire, making that fire go higher. So I don't know what your higher self says no. Sometimes higher self just says no, and I'm like, okay, well, fine then. So it's, I guess it's just one of those that we just leave it as is. So, but wow. Okay. All right, Dawn. I'll stop. I'll let you talk now. I've been talkative today.
So okay. what I'm getting, and real quick, Brandy, did you want to be on the grid too? I don't remember. I don't have you on my paper, but what I'm getting is you're being encouraged by your higher self and your team to hold on to your hope and your faith, and not to lose that faith, not to lose hope. It feels almost as though she's silent because she wants you to understand and believe that this is something that can happen for you. The impression that I'm getting is that the person that you end up meeting is someone who is very emotionally stable. Like, this person has done the work. She's yelling at her higher self right now. Yeah, no, this person has done the work, is emotionally stable, someone that you'll be able to connect with on an emotional level and interact with in a really nice way. Like, there'll be that nice emotional connection because you can with this person. They're grounded, in touch with themselves, know who they are, and the outcome, when this does come, I'm feeling is going to be very positive, very joyful. But in the meantime, your higher self wants you to start feeling joy and happiness on your own. They want you to experience what it's like to just have that kind of joy and happiness on your own, before then, because they want you to understand that you don't need that to be happy. And they want you to embody joy right now, and to keep like manifesting what it is that you want in a partner. They want you to just, keep that focus, keep that hope, keep that spark, and know that when it comes, it almost feels, the impression that I'm getting in a humorous way is that this person isn't ready yet, because they're still doing their work, so that when they are presented to you, they're in a good place themselves. So your higher self just wants you to connect to joy right now, and happiness, and the things that make you happy until then.
They have to be ready for your fire, girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me tell you, they have to be ready for your fire, because I can feel it. I don't know if you feel it, Dawn, but I feel her fire all the way over here.
Exactly.
So yeah, and it's beautiful. It's very joyful. Your energy is very joyful and very beautiful.
Yeah.
One thing that I would say, Brandy, I think sometimes with a higher self, it's like whenever it gives me a no, it's because it was meant to speak. It was meant to speak through Dawn, or it was meant to speak to someone else. Because otherwise it just kind of like creates like a I guess confusion. So sometimes that happens, but sometimes it's just your higher self just just wants to speak to through one specific person. So that could be it. So I hope that. And then she's asking, is it gonna be a while? Is it gonna be a long time? She really wants that person in her life now.
Yeah, the impression that I'm getting, I don't have an exact like date or time, but it feels as though you will meet this person in the cooler weather, like the sweater kind of weather, when you're wearing, it doesn't necessarily mean like this cooler weather, but in a season where it's, more fall winterish. That's the only thing I'm getting.
Exciting.
Yeah.
That sounds exciting. That's the perfect time to be like, oh, I'm cold. Yeah. And then just get close to them.
Exactly.
It's the perfect time for that. So you definitely don't want them to be in the heat of the summer, because then you're gonna be like, oh, stay away. So that it's best to do it to meet them at that time, so that you can cuddle, and get warm together. Yeah, that's awesome. Like she's laughing. So yeah, y'all, I'm so happy and so grateful for each one of you, for showing up, for saying yes to yourself, for just being part of this community, and just supporting us in this journey that we're in, to share ourselves. And your support really means a lot to us. And I mean, I cannot express enough my gratitude. And I don't know if you have anything, Dawn, that you want to share as a closing.
Yeah, I thank you all so much. I mean, thank you, Jikara. Thank you for everyone for being here today. It was really, really great. I really enjoyed connecting with everyone so much, and talking about crystals, and all of it was just so great. I'm really appreciative.
Yeah, I can't wait. So remember, y'all, next week I won't be going live, not Monday or Thursday. Monday, that Mondays I'm usually doing Instagram. However, I am considering going live instead of Instagram here on and moving it here onto YouTube. So let me know in the comments if you would be happy to connect through YouTube on Mondays as well. It would be 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm doing it from 7 to 9 Eastern time. So let me know in the comments if that's something that resonates with you, if it's a time that you would enjoy receiving. And the reason why I'm doing it on Mondays is because, you're starting the week. Why not receive some healing, some guidance at the start of the week, so that you can, a lot of people kind of take Mondays as like, oh, it's Monday. I'm trying to shift that perspective, right? Like make it more fun and have more fun. So if you resonate with that, definitely let me know in the comments, or you can put it in the comments later as well, if you're watching this on the replay. And if you want Dawn to come back, definitely let us know. I know that she wants to come back and talk more about crystals and get more specific. As you can see, there's a lot more that she could have covered today that we didn't even cover. I think we only scratched the surface. I mean,
yeah.
It was it was very very like superficial today, what we covered, and it was very juicy. Yeah. But it's still, I mean, that's how deep we can go with crystals. So if you want to know more about crystals, also let us know in the comments as well, and then we can set a time with Dawn and do that. So Chris saying, love it. YouTube works well. You both rock. Chris, I love it. Thank you so much. And then Brandy's like, yes, come back, Dawn. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I love the energy that we create here. So it's real. And Suzanne says, this was fabulous. Thank you. Yeah. So definitely, I will most likely will be moving my Instagram lives into YouTube just because I've had some issues with Instagram, and so that will give us more opportunity to connect here, especially for those of you who don't have social media and only want to connect to YouTube. Then why not grow the family here, right? And then Brandy says, I'm grateful to you both. Yay. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, I'm so happy. And yeah, so with that said, and then Seashell says, thank you all. With that said, next time y'all see me, I will be a married woman. So this is my last live in before getting married. So this is a very, very special one. So thank you so much for being here. And I love you. And namaste, beautiful souls.
Bye.